Next on deck with Tim Black.
Are we ready to change these 4 years? No. Are we ready to change the next 8 years? Because we're going to make sure we have Kamala Harris in office for 8 years.
How could you take a person serious who's talking about giving someone 8 years? How could you possibly know how she's going to govern? How could you possibly know if her policies are going to be helpful to your community or not? And that's how you know that these celebrity endorsements ain't hitting on nothing. After seeing some of the displays that the Democratic Party has done for the Kamala Harris rallies, I said, Tim Black, are there really good black women in this country? Black American women who would allow themselves to be denigrated the way that they have been denigrating black women during this Kamala Harris campaign. See, I remember back when Hillary Clinton ran for office, I was watching what was happening to black women, and I was upset. Yeah, I thought that was bad. See, Hillary Clinton would take the mother of, Tamir Rice, for instance. These were like window dressing for her campaign because Hillary Clinton, well, she was trying to get that black vote. Why she couldn't throw a couple of white women in that lineup? She knew she wasn't going to get the white woman vote. Now, she knew that, but she knew she could get them black women vote. And black men, too. So anyway, and I thought I was upset about what Hillary Clinton did because, well, I had good reasons to be. We're all political pawns when it comes to election time. Election time comes and everybody want to be your friend, baby. Everybody's talking about how much they love you, and that ticked me off. More than that, I felt like the political pawning of black women, it just seemed so over the top and so gratuitous for the Democratic Party. She wasn't offering anything by the way of ensuring that those deaths could be prevented in the future. She wasn't running on anything like that. But she was using it as if she was going to do something. Fast forward to 2024, right? And now what we got is even worse. Yeah, Kamala Harris went further than Hillary. I mean, Hillary's like, wow. She got away with that. Hillary Clinton is sitting somewhere right now, jealous, mad, and laughing her ass off, all at the same time. She's going through something, just watching this thing go down. Folks, when I'm watching this, I can't help but feel more offended than I was when I saw Hillary Clinton. This is Hillary Clinton on steroids. This is black women being used as sex objects. It's increasingly troubling to see black female artists encouraged to perform in sexually suggestive manners at political rallies, particularly as we've seen with VP Kamala Harris in her campaign. Yeah, it's one thing if you're one of these performing artists like Meg Thee Stallion, Florilla, Cardi B. It's one thing if that's what you do, and people come out to pay money to come see you in the format of you performing in entertainment. They come out to your concert, they come out to see you do this. But it's something different when they got black women projected this way on the screen at a political rally. Yeah. You don't see the difference there? I started looking around, I noticed I don't see white women like doing stripper shows at political rallies. There aren't any white women that have shows that are kind of raunchy. Where are they at? Why aren't they performing at the events? Where's the booty shaking Latinas? Why is everything I'm seeing black women being projected this way? And why aren't black women pushing back? Tim, they are. They just don't get a mic. They just don't get a mic to do it. What I'm saying, folks, is that while music and art have their place in political expression, the specific portrayal of black women at these events as merely performers of sexually charged dances strikes many in our community as not only exploitive, but deeply disrespectful. Yeah, this is low. And this is what the Democratic Party does. In me, looking at this, I say, this is just enough for anybody to be turned off by the Democratic Party. And you know what I think? I think it will have a negative impact on their campaign. We will only know by exit polls, or we'll only know when we talk to people in our communities. We will only know when it's all said and done. But I can only hope, folks. I can only hope for the respect level of Black women in this country that they are rejecting this. And I can only hope that they will punish the Democratic Party, not unlike they got punished in 2016, because this is dangerous. Man, some people want to say that Kamala Harris becoming VP was a monumental step for women, particularly Black women. Though I disagree. That Jamaican Indian woman ain't got nothing to do with Black women that I know. And that Jamaican Indian woman does not have respect for Black women in totality, because look at this. You don't think at some point you say, hey, maybe this is not a good idea. This ain't a rock concert. This ain't a hip hop concert. This ain't a strip tease. This ain't Magic City. This ain't the Penthouse. Washington, D.C. Penthouse. This ain't the Macombo Lounge. This ain't Foxy Brown's Playground. This is a political campaign in front of the entire globe. Someone running for the highest office in the land in the United States of America, and you got a mixed woman of color, Kamala Harris, and for her supporters, butt shaking. When Obama ran, did he have guys out there shaking their butts? That would be ludicrous, right? Huh? When Jesse Jackson ran, was there some guy in a thong having pressed women put money in his, I don't even know where you put it, I don't even know. But I'm gonna go out on the limb and say, nah, that didn't happen. Better yet, I didn't see this shit when Biden ran. Oh, come on, Tim Black, if it was Biden, it would be totally different. They'd have one of those, they wouldn't even have music being played by streaming on clouds or whatever, digital files. They'd have had a phonograph, somebody turned in the wheel. Right? I don't know why I threw that in. I thought it was funny. In my mind, I could see it. That organ playing and shit. But now the point of the matter is, why is this acceptable with Kamala Harris? I remember the atrocious no vote, no fucking BS. You remember that? How disrespectful that was. And now we get this, they've upped the ante, folks. Why should our connection to political discourse be mediated through imagery that seems to reduce Black women to mere objects of entertainment? How are you saying you're coming forward, man, and you're rising to, you're breaking the last of the glass of the ceiling. You're crushing the last of the barriers for women. You're making a monumental step for Black women, for women of color. This is so important. It means so much to women, only to amplify the most derelict, degrading images of women at the most inopportune time. Like, I've been to a strip club before. You know, I'm not saying people can't go out and have fun, but what the hell that got to do with a political campaign, and why are people condoning it? Why does it seem normal? This ain't normal. It's unprecedented. This practice must be questioned, not just for decency's sake, but as a fundamental issue of respect and self-worth. We are to demand more thoughtful and dignified representations that respect the multifaceted contributions of women to our society. But I also want to put some of the onus on those women that were performing this. And I want to put the onus on those women who sat in that audience while it took place. You are guilty as well, because you not only sat there while it went down, some of you did it. You chopped it up as, well, I won't be supportive. Oh, come on, Tim Black. Loosen up, Pops. with your old ass. Nah, man, some things don't need to change that much. Some of these women, the very same women saying, Tim Black, you need to loosen up, are the same women that say, hey, this is a monumental step for women. If you don't support women by voting for Kamala Harris, you don't love women, you don't love your mother, you don't love your daughter, you don't love your sister or your wife. Meanwhile, I say I do love them. I love them enough not to sit them in front of the damn TV. I don't even want my grandbaby sitting in front of the TV as I'm doing my research for this damn segment. That should not be the case. I should never have to say, baby girl, need to leave the room. Pop, doing research on political campaigns. I don't want you to see this. I don't want you to see Florilla's a camel toe. That makes sense to you? You don't find that at all a little like going too far? You don't find that a little degrading? And why is it that the only way to talk to black people, you can't talk to us policy-wise, you got to talk to us doing like this, shaking something? Now, man, if there is any justice, if there is any self-respect left in the black community, and I know it's got to be, man, it's got to be, we will reject Kamala Harris, this campaign. We will shut it down as a warning to those that come after that we don't play this way. You go after the king, you best not miss. I'm not saying that you got to be perfect, and I'm not going to say you can't make mistakes, but this is as far from perfect as perfect will allow, or as far from perfect as imperfection will allow, and it's a disrespect, a blatant disrespect. And I'm sure it went through several checks and balances. And not only did you do it once, you did it multiple times. So what does that tell you about the level of respect the Democratic Party has for Black America? I say it says a whole lot about it. It's loud and clear. All right. So the Democratic Party is on a losing streak, or they're on a trajectory to get the L. And I say good. For this alone, you deserve the L, baby. If anybody earned an L, it would be the Democratic Party with these shenanigans. I know I'm not alone. I know there's other people that's watching this that are saying similar things. It's weird. We got Obama pointing his finger, wagging his finger. We got Michelle Obama talking to black men like we're 2 years old. And meanwhile, they got nothing to say about this debauchery, this nonsense. Meanwhile, they kept their children, their two young daughters, in a respectable level the entire time for 8 years growing up in the White House. Meanwhile, they don't give a damn about our kids. They'll let our kids be influenced by this nonsense. Do as I say, not as I do. Well, let's get going, guys. Kamala makes a fatal mistake. And one of those fatal mistakes was the way she ran her campaign. And when the autopsy's done about what took place here, besides blaming black men, and thank you very much once again, blame me, baby. I want all the smoke. I relish in I bask in the hopes that I will be part of the reason why she loses. Because I don't much want to support I would never vote for a prosecutor. There's other things to do with your law degree besides lock people up. There's other things to do with it. You could be environmental justice. You can go down the list of things you can do. You can help traffic children. There's all types of things you can do with a degree in law, a jurisprudence doctorate degree, or what have you, besides contribute to mass incarceration. Be that as it may, guys, let's get this out. This is something I was looking at here. And just to set the table here, it's like Kamala went down the list of all the horrible people that you could have speak for her, and she hit every one of the branches of the horrible tree of horrible guests, horrible surrogates that you could find. In her most recent horrible pick was Cardi B.
Voice is your power.
I'm sorry. That's the other one.
Hold on. How you guys doing tonight? How you guys doing tonight? Are we ready to make history? Are we ready to make history? Are we ready to change these 4 years? No. Are we ready to change the next 8 years? Because we're going to make sure we have Kamala Harris in office for 8 years.
How could you take a person serious who's talking about giving someone 8 years when they haven't been elected, not even to win a primary? How could you possibly know how she's going to govern? How could you possibly know if her policies are going to be helpful to your community or not? And that's how you know that these celebrity endorsements ain't hitting on nothing. Particularly out of your mouth, Cardi B. Particularly out of your mouth. I mean, you would think, but see, this is the mentality of these celebrities that people line up behind. We gotta stop throwing our money at them. If you're gonna throw your money at them as a form of entertainment and nothing else, hey, I disagree with this particular brand, but hey, that's just me, man. I'm old school. But hey, the least you can do is have respect enough for yourself and enough self-awareness not to look at this person for any type of political advice. Because it makes no sense in a logical manner, man, why you would ever suggest that someone should get elected for 2 terms when they weren't even picked to be the nominee of their own party by the people. But Cardi B don't give a damn. She don't care. She don't understand anything. She's not interested in understanding anything. And why do people start elevating this cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? Backstabbing, drugging Johns and robbing men and all types of nonsense she's already quoted to. I mean, I appreciate your honesty, but Jesus Christ, why would we want to listen to you? Why does anybody listen to this windbag? Cardi B doesn't have good sense. She could be a sweetheart, a nice person. Don't get it twisted. Don't mean she should be listened to for anything that requires thought.
Thank you. All right. Because I got something I've been wanting to say for a long time. I've been saying it on Twitter, on my Instagram, and I'm ready to tell it to you now.
Tasha K wasn't lying. She was right, but I sued her anyway. Nah, that's not it. That ain't what she gonna say. I'm joking. She ain't say that.
Y'all ready to listen? All right, now. All right. Just like Kamala Harris, I too have been the underdog. I've been underestimated.
I wonder why. I wonder why people underestimated you. In what way?
My success belittled and discredited.
Oh, because you are not doing anything materially that will actually benefit people. Man, you're an entertainer. Discredit you to do what? Shake your ass? I'm trying to understand what these people are talking about. You dance. You dance like you at a strip club. You're a marginal rapper and you dance, you strip. What are you talking about? Nobody believed that you could do that? They was holding me back. They weren't trying to let me get on the stage and shake my butt. I'm not saying it doesn't take talent, but I'm saying, are we really talking about the same thing? And now you're comparing yourself to, I guess you can compare yourself to Kamala Harris. I mean.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something. Women have to work 10 times harder, perform 10 times better, and still people question us how we got to the top.
Women got to work 10 times harder. Really? 10 times? Really? Women have to work 10 times harder.
I'd be like, how she got there?
Is that what Kamala Harris did? She worked 10 times harder? See, that's why this speech is so horrible, man. She wrote that down. I don't know who gave her that. She said she wrote it herself. I'm going to take her at her word. You actually wrote down that she worked 10 times harder. That's what you're talking about, Kamala Harris? Or you talking about other women? You're not talking about you. I'm not saying that women don't have to work hard. I think we all got to work hard. But okay, maybe women have to work harder. I don't know. I'm not a woman. I can't tell you. I can't tell you. I know white women were the primary beneficiaries of affirmative action back when that was working. Mostly white women got that. But you're just saying women in general, so I don't really know what you mean by that. But I will say this. It's kind of bad timing for you to suggest, because it seems like you may be including Kamala Harris in this, because that's who your speech is supposed to be about, right? Because you're at her rally for her becoming president. And the idea that maybe that she had to work 10 times as hard as somebody don't make sense when she didn't earn anybody's vote to be in the position she's in. It was given to her. It was literally given to her. She was literally chosen to be VP. After not winning a single primary or a single electoral vote in a 2019 race, she was handed the vice presidency. Then she was handed the Democratic nomination here in 2024. So it's just really weird that you would write a speech talking about how hard women got to work when Kamala ain't did all that work, when it doesn't apply to the person you're giving a speech for. Am I tripping, y'all? Am I tripping? Am I missing something? What am I missing?
Hold on. Let me warm up. Yeah. Let me tell you something. I can't stand a bully. But just like Kamala, I always stand up to one.
She always stands up to bullies. Okay, I'm going to let Cardi B go because it's too easy. It's too easy. Man, I feel like I'm beating up on somebody. It's not even fair, man, to go after her. Other than to say choosing Cardi B was a horrible idea. It shows what Kamala thinks of women. Particularly, I'm wondering who she did this for. Who is supposed to be swayed by Cardi B? What's the demographic of voters that she's looking to attract by having Cardi B present? Okay, so there was somebody else at the event, Alicia Keys, and I was surprised to see Alicia Keys here because I haven't seen her in a while. So let's give her a listen.
More.
I see too many people trying to disenfranchise us, especially the votes of marginalized people. But you know what that tells me? That tells me that every vote does matter.
Well, we got an electoral process. You may have heard of it, Alicia. Yeah, the electoral colleges who chooses our presidents. I mean, you can vote. I'm not saying it doesn't matter because, popular vote. I mean, it's there for fun. It's for bragging rights, but it really does not determine who becomes the president of the United States. But okay, for shits and giggles and for technicality purposes and not to make you feel bad, okay, fine. It matters. To you. Fair?
And if you're still not sure, I want to remind you that your vote is equal to everyone else's. Your vote counts just as much as any of these other billionaires. In fact, it matters more.
Nah, man, see, what counts is money. And see, these billionaires donate money in the form of super PACs, dark money. That way it's untraceable, basically, and it gets funneled into our elections. And basically, they buy our elections. And you hear a lot of talk about how Elon Musk is giving all this money to the Trump campaign. People leave out how much money Bill Gates gave or how much George Soros continues to give. And in the list of billionaires that give to these campaigns, it's almost twice as many billionaires supporting Kamala Harris than supporting Donald Trump. It's just they like to point out Elon Musk and make him the devil. Meanwhile, they got their own list of billionaires that's a mile long. A mile long. A mile long. These are just facts. But as you're saying that all our votes are equal, they're not all equal, because some of them come with money. But I love the fact that she even brought this up, guys, because it brings it back to the point. Are these people even paying attention? Have they read the room? Well, you know what? In a real political party, it will be a problem if you didn't go through a democratic process in order to pick your candidate. But I guess in the Democratic Party, you can skip that entire process, pick somebody, install someone and say, that's your person, shut up and like it, or you like Hitler. If you don't like it, you must like Hitler. If you don't like it, you don't love America. If you don't like it, you don't love your mother. And then you still come out and hold a speech by another celebrity, that's 2 celebrities, when you point out how important votes are. If votes were so important to the Democratic Party, wouldn't they have had a primary voting process? Wouldn't they allow people to vote on who their Democratic nominee was going to be? I'm just saying, Alicia. I'm just saying, don't it make sense? Like, it's like they just throw it in your face that they don't have to have a political process. And that's good, it's fine. Not only do they not have a political process by in which your votes count, the Democratic Party disenfranchised 40 million voters. I don't know, how many voters voted for Joe Biden? Hey Siri, how many voters voted for Joe Biden in the primary election 2024?
Okay, I found this on the web for how many voters voted for Joe Biden in the primary election 2024. Check it out.
No, read it to me. How many?
You'll need to unlock your iPhone first.
Okay, read it to me. How many? Well, shit, it's gone. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, Siri. Hey, Siri. How many voters voted for Joe Biden in the 2024 election? Primary election.
Here's what I found.
14 million people voted for Biden. Okay, thank you. The Democratic Party disenfranchised 14 million voters and took away their right to their vote, took away the power of their vote. Just stripped it away, threw it away. I knew it was something with a 4. So 40 would have been wrong and 4 would have been wrong. 14 million people. The party that disenfranchised 14 million of its own voters has not 1 but 2 celebrities come up and talk about the power of votes. I'm just saying, John. I'm just saying. I'm saying that's crazy. That's crazy. You can't make this up. You would think if you robbed a bank, you'd shut up about it. It reminds me, Goodfellas, when the dumbass, when De Niro was like, look, nobody buy nothing, nobody buy nothing. You sit home, you don't really. And this guy shows up with his wife with a new pink Cadillac. The other guy shows up with mink coats with him and his wife. He's like, I thought I told you, buy nothing, go nowhere, don't do nothing, be quiet. You had to whack both of them because they were all stupid. They're all going to go to jail for it because they got, they had a heist. And you're wearing clothes the next week. You're wearing your dry, you know. Well, the Democratic Party's just like that. Democratic Party disenfranchises voters, and then a couple months later, they show up at their convention talking about how important votes are. I don't know, man. I haven't heard from Alicia in a while. Let's see what else she has to say. Because so far, she's been fun.
Because there's more of us. And I know it's easy to look at this uphill battle in front of us and think, I don't really matter and my vote doesn't matter, but we know better.
We do? I'm going to let it go on, man. She dumb as a box of rocks on this particular topic. Maybe a very smart lady, if you ask her a math equation, if you ask her to name some continents or something about the solar system, I get it, okay? Start talking to her about music theory, she'd probably blow your socks off, but she don't know shit about politics. Hell no, she don't know about politics or votes.
Because you do matter. Your vote matters. Your voice matters. And
Is that what your speech is all about, guys? Let's move on. I don't want to beat up on Alicia Keys, man. I like Swiss Beats. And Alicia Keys, congratulations on your marriage. Jesus Christ. You know, I feel bad after you. Wow, you feel like roasting somebody's wife. That's not cool, man. They gonna say, where's your husband at? Get your husband. Where your husband at? You know, because you don't want to. I still come from a school where you just don't go on somebody's wife like that and keep going on and on and on. She ain't saying the damn thing that makes sense, so Swiss. Damn.